Well, g'day guys. Another week, another blog. This week I was watching a movie. It's called Four Feathers. It's got the salubrious Heath Ledger in it. Probably not his best movie, but a good movie all the same. And this movie is about five people, really. Four of them are British soldiers, and one of them is the girl that Heath falls in love with during the movie. And the basic storyline is that the four soldiers are sent away to war. And it's set back in the 1800s. And Heath Ledger's character decides that he doesn't want to go to war, so he resigns his commission. And his three friends and this lady whom he loves gives him four white feathers. And those are the four white feathers of cowardice. And so he's called a coward. And the rest of the movie is kind of about how he goes to redeem himself from his friends, from this notion of cowardice. And he ends up rescuing his friends from in battle, and he ends up, doing some quite amazing things in high courage to rescue his friends. But there's this scene in the movie where he kind of gets stranded in the middle of the desert. And he's on his own. He's trying to find his way to the British column. He's trying to find his way out to his friends where he can hand back his feathers and win back the admiration of his friends. And basically, he ends up sort of lying in the middle of this desert on his back. Because he's so thirsty and basically dying in the middle of this desert. And this African man comes upon him, and he rescues him. He picks up this strange Englishman who is dying, and he takes him to a town where he gets him fed, and then he looks after him basically for the rest of the movie. He protects him. He helps him out. He even rescues him from prison, and helps him out in all this major way. And what was really interesting was when the man asks, why did you do this? Why would you want to just do this for me? I'm an Englishman. Technically, we've come in, we've taken over your country. Why would you want to do this? And he says, because God put you in my way. It's an interesting notion, isn't it? God put you in my way. So I will look after you. I will take care of you. We don't have that notion in the Western world, and sadly we don't have it in the church either. Quite often God does put people in our way, and we act a bit more like in the story of the Good Samaritan, the priest who crosses the road and walks down the other side. You see, God put the Good Samaritan in the way of the priest, in the way of all the people who refused to help him. See, it's kind of like that, isn't it? God puts people in our way. The question is, are we going to leave them in the desert to die? Maybe. Or are we going to help them? Are we going to stand alongside them? Are we going to come alongside them and help them out? It might mean personal cost. Because helping people often does mean a personal sacrifice, a personal cost. But the question that I really want you to think through this week, the thought for this week is, what and who is God putting in your way? Who is it at school that God is putting in your way? Maybe it's to tell them about the love that Jesus has for them. Maybe it's to help them out in something that's going on in their life, and they may never repay you. Maybe it's an opportunity to shine Jesus into their life, to say, I'm a Christian and I'm going to do this good thing. Maybe that's what's going on. Or maybe it's something to do. Maybe God's put this plan in your way. Maybe it's God's laying it on your heart to go to Africa. Maybe He's laying it on your heart to join a mission group here in Harrogate and go out into the streets. Maybe it's street pastors. Who knows? Only you know what God is putting in your way. But what I want you to do this week is I want you to look for the things and the people that God is putting in your way. I tell this story every now and again. Some of you may have heard it. I was on a train And I was traveling, and God said to me, go and speak to that young man. I said, look, that young man doesn't want me to go and pray for him, because this was kind of speak to him, pray for him. And I was like, God doesn't want me to speak to this guy and pray for this guy, you know. And I was just like, come on, you know, as if God. Well, now, let me tell you, there have been plenty of moments in my life where I've gone, not going to do it. And God's gone, okay. And I'm sure He sent somebody else. He's put that person in somebody else's way. But I failed God that day. But not this day. This is about success. I walked across, I sat down in front of this young man and I said to him, hi, I'm Pete. I just really feel that God is telling me I should come over and pray for you. What do you think about that? This guy looked at me wide-eyed like I was a super freak. I thought, here we go. And he goes, it's weird because I've just decided to become an atheist. Whoa! What led was this huge conversation. See, God put this young man in my way to actually say to him, God exists. God is there. God loves you. So, this week, what is God putting in your way? Who is God putting in your way? Who should you be watching out for? Who should you be helping out to shine the love of Jesus in their life? I'll leave you with that. I'm praying for you guys who are finishing up exams. Hope things are going well. Have a great week, guys. See you later.